Hello, welcome back. Prepare to watch me suffer. I will not be talking mostly for this, because I will be concentrating on not dying. Though that will not stop me from dying. For dying is what I do. That went better than my first time I ever did that. First time I ever did that, we wiped twice. Because people were greedy. Oh there, Edgar. Very impressive, I must say. Your name shall be writ large in the volumes that are sure to be pinned on this historic expedition. The scale of this structure defies comprehension. Someone painfully thought bigger was better. According to the findings of my Baldessian colleagues, the Crystal Tower was constructed to collect and store the endless energy of the sun, a characteristically ambitious undertaking. Now, what are the tower's defenses? Judging by your haggard expression, clearing out the labyrinth was no small feat. A giant of a man wielding a shimmering scimitar, you say? Yes, that will have been Pathalion, not Archon, Pathalion. He was the hero of the Allegan Revolution. And you gleaned that from what exactly his choice of weapon? Well, I am a historian, and I have a certain, shall we say, affinity for the lore of the Allegan Empire. It is, of course, all knowledge gleaned from musty scrolls and tomes. The ancient texts claim that the Crystal Tower is defended by the champions of Eld, resurrected and augmented through the Allegans' extraordinary technology. Chief, you need to see this. Now, how are we going to get past the lava? Well, there it is, the front of this tower. What surprise do you have in store for us, I wonder? I can't tell you how glad I am to have you with us on this hill, John, old friend. Had you not beaten the path through the maze, I would very much help you be standing here now. Well, we have much to discuss and digest. Let us retire to St. Conrac's finds for the present and plan our next step. Lest there be any doubt, our expedition has some way to go yet. Yes, how are we going to get past the lava? In fact, where is the lava even coming from? Right, did we set off an alarm too? Oh! I didn't know I got that card. At least I got something! Because nothing else there had any interest for me, honestly. I guess I'm going to get attacked immediately. Yeah. So good of you to join us, Edgar. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of your experience in Labyrinth. take a moment to collect yourself. When you are ready, we shall debate how best to proceed. The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, this time this assembly was called to order. Rambaros will be presiding over the meeting, if you would be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. Look back at your... I have just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. It pleases me greatly to note that you seem none the worse for the experience. For your reference, I have added my own notes to Graha's preliminary expedition report and begun compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any question, you need only ask. Now, as no objections, I shall begin with a summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. Give me my money! Because these ain't much as you 500. In the course of this, our first of the foray into the ground of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing the structures at our defenses. Before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spire, according to Edgar's account, Labyrinth's defenses were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, his report also mentioned a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented by elegant technology. And so our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above by the ground shifting of Earth. It has somehow been reawakened. If, as seems increasingly likely, the tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of leaving the place, this will almost certainly involve returning its mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the answer to which must surely be awaiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is what we must go. A task rather easier said than done. If the perils of the labyrinth are any indication, and most than any further explanation of the tower be delayed until such time as an analysis of the structure's defenses have been completed. Master God, may I entrust the task to you? It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. As you said, Chief, we finally our works to make sure that technology would be used for the right reasons. That might making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We'll do our job if we would see this to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some backbreaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I'll take my leave for you. For the present, if I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with my own eyes, I must need hone my martial skills. Here we ascend the spire. You'll do nothing of the sort. Graha, your knowledge may prove useful to Master Grulin's investigation. As an observer, I am not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Edgar. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one with their inherent talent. However hard I train, be that as it may, pray do not allow your skill to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit for our subsequent forays to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we will have not yet caught me the briefest glimpse of that which Takes has observed. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the elegant empire. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it's time to bring the assembly to close. Let us all focus on the tasks at hand, and our next expedition may soon begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. My dummy's a bit tired. Such a troubling mess, terrible mess, yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance you place on adventurers, old friends. So this is the legacy the Elegant Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source right up top of the tower is a match for even the ultimate weapon. Nay, more than a match. A new toy for me to play with. I believe the fates have conspired to deny me just more once again. But it would seem they had a greater destiny in mind for me. And so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on, Sid. Do not disappoint me. Just here, my friend. You're doubtless eager to hear about progress on the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'll be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there's nothing worthwhile to report. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set much more of a single foot inside. You will recall how the ancient sentinel stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway is the principal spire, Sycarus Tower, the Elegants called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have taken every trick we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we are at a loss. It's discouraging. We cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talents shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste. But I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient tasks as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be assistance. And you are? Be at ease, friend. We share the same goal. I am Uni, and my compatriot here is called Doga. We are scholars of the Elegant sent by the students of Baptist destiny of endeavors. Rather unusual names for this day and age, if I might be forgiven by for serving, but I digress. You claim to be here at the students' behest. We have received nary a word of your coming. I am sure you did not take it amiss if we've been somewhat doubtful. We have only assumed that the measure failed to reach the failure due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. What is it, Graha? Just nothing. That was a pain, but it has subsided. Oh, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. The same? You have the elegant eye as well? The sanguine hue is said to be of trait unique to the elegant. Yet I inherited from my father, and so from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there's aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound by fate to Alec. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems to me we have aught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I shall remain. I still mean to verify your story with the students about Desian. When I am able, I trust there will be no objections. Very well, at this moment I am named Uni and Doga, advisor members of NOAA. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Sicarus Tower entrance. I promise you not have cause to regret your decision. Edgar, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower pigs in which are presently surveying 8 sentinels. The 2 of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on your situation. I will join you, Edgar, with Uni and Doga's knowledge. Along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion, I am hopeful that we will finally see some progress. Oh, back to the portal and 2 enemies. Always the same 2 enemies. No music. Ain't no music. Hey, dear witch. We're examining the rubble in the hopes that feel to kill Tender Sicarus. Can you tell we're getting desperate? If it isn't Edgar to enter Sicarus Tower and kill anything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you already heard, though, the place is locked up, tight as a clam. No friends from the students, you say? Excellent. It's been slow going, or rather not no-go for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you just follow me, I'll take you to him. Some old faces to lift the spirit, and a couple of new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Uni and Duga. They are scholars of ancient Alax sent here by our friends about Destiny to aid in the investigation. We understand you have trouble circumventing the tower's defenses. 'Tis our hope we can be of some small assistance. If your tires ought to go buyers, it should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Sicarus Tower, the principal spire of the structure, collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through this proverbial front door. The imposing gate you see here. The problem is, we can't get it open. It's sealed by some mechanism where workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to a Magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For our blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ash like the 8 sentinels. But that doesn't make it any less effective as security measure. fiendishly frustrating is its simplicity. The only clue we have of the elaborate device carved upon it, a man and a woman, respectively, elegant royalty by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were, we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. I guess not, it is purely decorative. If you're thinking to force it, save your strength. It's no use, just ask the calluses on my hands. As said, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed, we should exert ourselves, with the gate will open of its own accord. Yeah, another raid. I don't think any of us expected that to happen. Someone else, what is this? What do you do? What are you? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guided by gates impenetrable, only those of royal blood answerable. Exactly as passed down through legend, I am delighted to see. Some man with a bag of M&Ms! He's here to throw it at people. Beg pardon for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have acquired. Nero, you still alive? Well, no shit, Sid. He ran before we could kill him. Gone, if I didn't know better. I would say you weren't happy to see me. But I just, in light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. Rest assured, I am no longer a threat to you. My legion is all intents and purposes defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garlemald. And so I've been roaming this land, Azoria, Singer, Iterate. In the case of my wandering, I chanced to catch wind of your latest adventure. It sounds positively fascinating, so I decided to come here and join you. After wrongs you committed, you think us that gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, this only might just deserts. But I am determined to make amends. As a good gesture, so I will share with you what I know, starting with those two odd characters. As you are doubtless aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Alec's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I've unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. And in other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these two are descendants from Alec and royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. To put it plain, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of elegant ingenuity. Clones, I believe, is the name your creators gave your kind. Is that not so? It seems the time for concealment is past. Pray accept our apologies. It's not our intent to deceive. We simply wish to avoid causing undue alarm by prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. If it pleases you, let us return to the 8 Sentinels. There is much more to tell. Very well. Seven L's, do you seriously mean to follow us around? Come, Goblin, do you know better than to think that I spoke in jest? What more would it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? Elegant tombstone holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. I used to be just guarded of the you see, that is the 14th Legion. Okay, I have the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. We shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader, Robert, I wish to be present. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by students of Baldassian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through elegant technology. This is rather a lot to take in. If you were not to be considered unseemly, might I ask why you and yours were created? And more specifically, what is it that you now seek to do? Answering your question requires that we revisit elegant history. Pray bear with us. The Elegant Empire reached its zenith long before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as a symbol of elegant pride. Parents took their children there, and they might learn how the nine limitless power energy is produced respectively to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred dissidence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a moment of generations, the elegant civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. It was once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wilderness. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Alec to greatness. Amon. Why can't he stay? Amon was his name, and he believed that the Elegant Empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none were more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. The founding father cannot mean Emperor Sandy. None other, as part of the experiments, Amon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Uni and Doga. Historical takes mention of reigns of two elegant emperors named Zanti. It was commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalties and commoners alike. I think the two are in fact one and the same. Zandi returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more. And true to Amon's production, the Emperor restored his strength to the glory it once knew, or that he could have been satisfied with that. In his previous life, the Emperor desired to bring the entire world under elegant dominion, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he had need more power to wage his war of conquest, as Sandy turned his sights towards a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness again, Seven Hells. Was it with my ominous rulers turned to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this won't be bothering us. It's been thousands of years dead and all. Well, that you were right, Master Garland. Xanadu is very much alive within Secret's Tower. He still abides, his ambition burning all the more abruptly for his empire's collapse. Loading his shotgun to get us off his lawn. Building the power of darkness requires produce massive energy that not even the crystal could produce. In order to augment the shortfall, Levelin was created and launched into the heavens. On high it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land that triggered an earthquake. Of unprincipled violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Imperial Era. In a blink of an eye, the mighty Alkan Empire was laid to waste. Yet, even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into the earth, the technologist Amon, now at his closest aid, invoked the powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state, they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras come and went. After millennial dormant, Dalmond was summoned back to the earth. A descent triggered the Seventh Umbral calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At the moment, Emperor Xanadu awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now long more than a faded memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambitions realized. Just no other purpose but to put an end to Xanadu's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesake, the true Union Doga. Very much fell the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, and we might carry on their mission should they fail. Which has come to our senses within the Crystal Tower. We deliver it to cause a faction, concluding that we alone have not overcome Sandy. We struck out our fighting worthy ally. It had taken years, but our search is finally over. There's no Iron Man who cut down path through the labyrinth of the ancients. With you as our champion, Edgar Magic, we are confident that we can end Xanadu's A dark ambition, once and for all. Well, that teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you know about spiritual pedestrian amongst a host of other things. You were observing our investigation the whole time. What do we do when you're the world's in grave danger again? It just so happens you're an expert at saving it. Together, we will see the Elgin Empire's dark past laid to rest. Our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of Elgin civilization. But what's worth is knowledge means subjugating the realm to peril. Truth be told, it pains me to think that the Tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Union Dog, our living, breathing napkins. And so I hereby declare to change Noah's objective. Henceforth, we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Icarus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. As you did with us within the labyrinth of the ages. I wonder I would have you into the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice to say, this includes Emperor Sunday himself. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Icarus Tower from the outside world. To work then! Am I done reading now? Wait, there's something I must know. My right eye, like yours, does this mean? You inherited the trait from your father, you said. No, the clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. Elgin Eye, you called it. But to us, it's the royal eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. Time for another raid! Oh, not yet. Another cutscene first. My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I am quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think on. But now is the time for action, not idle thoughts. Icarus Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements. And with the structures, Sunday himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. Now we got access to another raid, the Icarus Tower. We're gonna climb a tree. yeah, that's where we'll call it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to do this raid and the story after that raid. Until then.